The result of that thinking was the recognition that revenue needed a diagnostic science to make it predictable and controllable and manageable and remove that chaos. Every other part of business has that. Manufacturing and logistics and supply chain all use Six Sigma and TQM and Lean, and accounting has standard accounting principles. So every part of business has a way to manage its process efficiently, except for the process of revenue generation. So we developed the diagnostic science of revenue generation, and the diagnostic part's really critical because revenue is not a hard science, it's not physics. It is like the practice of medicine. When you go in and see your doc, you don't want them to just spin a dial and it stops on foot surgery and they're going to say, okay, we're going to do foot surgery today. You want them to ask you questions, understand where you are, understand what kind of health you really want out of life, and then diagnose it based on your current blood pressure and all those kinds of things that really impact your ability to get where you want to go. I mentioned the cost of chaos a couple of times to you, and I want to make sure that you understand how significant that is to your business, because it's the type of thing that if your competitors figure out how to remove that cost of chaos before you do, they can actually put you out of business. So let's spend just a couple of minutes and get out a pencil and a paper, and because I'm going to ask you to do some thinking about this. First, there's two kinds of business models where we can measure the chaos. One is if you're a B2C company. B2C means business to consumer, restaurants, retail, that type of thing. And the other is B2B, where one business calls on another and sells to the other business. The business-to-business model is much more complex. There's more people to sell to. You have to go chase them down. It's not like a restaurant. They walk in and sit down. So jot down on your piece of paper what percentage of the top line of a restaurant, for example, or a retail store, do you think would be the cost of the chaos, that percentage of the top line? Now do the same thing for B2B and write down the number, the percentage of the top line for a B2B company that you think is consumed in chaos.